Now look, I ain't a football girly, okay? I told y'all that. I'm not really into football, but my grandfather was a devout Browns fan. When I tell you he was a Browns fan when I was a kid, the Browns, I think, left and moved to Baltimore, I think, and then the Browns came back to Ohio. My grandfather was a Browns fan. So much so, I think I might put a picture on the screen of this room that we still have, of the living room that is just dedicated to the Cleveland Browns. And it's so crazy to witness the switch up for Shedeur. And you know what, as I'm watching it, because again, I've been watching ESPN and all of that, the commentary. And what I find is I think he's gotten media trained. I'm gonna say a couple things. So one, I feel like he doesn't wear as much jewelry. He always wearing Cleveland Browns, right? And I think part of it too is that now that he's away from his father, I wonder how much he's been able to kind of grow as a person himself and figure out who he is as a man and who he is inside of this world. I think his dad helped him exude confidence, which nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. But I think that was rubbing people the wrong way. And on top of that, I'm born and bred from Ohio. I grew up in Ohio. I lived there until I was 22 years old. One thing you'll know about Ohio is they do not like an uppity Negro. They don't like it. They don't like when black people act like they have any esteem. Ohio does not like none of that. They don't care who you are. Ohio is the up south, as Toni Morrison once said. And so this idea that like, because you live in the north, that means that white people really mess with you? Absolutely not. I actually get some of the worst experiences and worst treatment in Ohio than I ever did in Georgia, that I ever did in Louisiana. So I say all I have to say is, one, I wish my grandpa was here to witness this. I really, really wish. My grandpa died in 2022. I really wish he was able to see the Browns right now, because if he could, he would be so happy. I also got a couple of my grandpa's vintage Browns hats that I'm gonna wear soon. But yeah, regardless of the fact, I just really am happy for Shedeur. I'm glad to see that he's finally getting the recognition he deserves. And they did everything they could to try to break his spirit. And I think for most people, they probably could have. They could have broke a young man's spirit like that. This is a young kid. Like, this is a, barely 20-something-year-old kid getting treated like this, which is crazy in his professional career. And so I'm just so glad that he was able to push through the adversity. And he is actually talented. Like, he is actually really, really talented.